All right, guys, Scott here from the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetaldetecting.com. And this is going to be a different kind of video. I had a request from one of my Patreon members to actually throw some gold in front of the Manticore just to get an idea of the numbers and where they kind of land. So this was going to be like a quick tip video. It might be a quick tip video, but it might just be, I just might post it on Thursday, which should be a quick tip video, but it's probably not going to be. It's going to be longer than 3 minutes, but it's going to be, that's just how it's going to be. So this is the Minelab Manticore. I did pretty well with it last summer, finding some rings and things. I think I found, in a couple weeks, I used it on the beach and things, about 7 or 8 rings, I remember correctly, 3 or 4 of them gold. So I have some gold rings here. I'm going to run in front of the coil just to give you some number ideas. Now, this is all air tests, just to give you an idea of the numbers. This is not going to be absolute. Once it's in the ground, things change a lot, so just bear with me, take it with a grain of salt, but I want to make sure people get an idea, especially one of my Patreon members wants to know, what numbers can gold ring up. Now on this machine, it is all over the place. So my best advice, if you're looking for jewelry, you probably want to dig just about everything that has a good repeatable signal, but that isn't always going to be the case either. So it's kind of a hit and miss, but I do like this machine for gold. This is my primary machine now for beach hunting. It really does like gold. So let's just get to it here. I got some rings. Just for, showing you what I got set up here. I'm in all-terrain, low conductors. If I'm hunting for gold, that's where I'm going to be in. But we can test it out with all-terrain general. We can do it in beach. Now, I am in my garage, so it's going to be, like I said, hit or miss. I have the sensitivity down to 17, so it will not be too chatty in here. We'll just start with that. I don't have anything else changed here. Everything's a stock default. I'm not going to run through it. I'm just telling you it's all stock default. But I have let's see, we'll start with a 10 karat gold band, wedding band with some diamonds in. I found this last year at the beach. It's got a very, very thin band. So it's going to be very tricky to hear this unless you catch it on the face of it. But if you're going to catch it, it's going to sound like this. Well, the numbers are going to ring up very low. So if I go with the face of it, go across, it's going to sound funky. Numbers are going to jump a little bit. But if you catch the band part of it, which usually you do, 11, 12. So very low numbers. Might be surprising to some of you. Here's a ring that I thought was 18 karat. I still think it might be 18 karat. My wife tells me it's 14. Not really sure yet. But again, it's a very thin band. It's a pretty ring. Got some rubies in it. Diamonds are all real. This is probably my most, I would say the most expensive find I found last year. This ring's probably over $1,000. If he sold it, I haven't sold it yet. May not ever sell it, but the band's pretty thin, like I mentioned. Let's go across here. Look at how low that thing rings. I'm trying to get it on the coil. Let's do the face of the ring. Again, now when it's in the ground, it's a completely different story here. I'm just trying to get it to make some noise in the garage here, but it rings pretty low. It's just so thin. I think that's what's causing it. Here is a 14 karat, my wedding band, 14 karat band gold ring that I have. So in the 40s, high 40s. Here is another wedding band. I believe this is another 14K. This is like a white gold color, a little different. So I know the Patreon member asked me if ever had anything ever hit in the 30s for gold. Well, there you go, 29, 30. It will hit 30 here once in a while, but it's very close. But it'll be the high 20s. Let's see. I think this might be a 10 karat small little wedding band. Not 100% sure. Can't really read it. Again, real low. When you're on the beach, you always dig those low numbers. Gets me excited. If you want to see what a silver ring, this is a 925 silver fake diamond ring. It's got 925 stamped in it, silver. So obviously it's going to ring a little higher. If you want to know what a tungsten ring sounds like, they sound really good. They're in the 50s for that one. I have another one here. I'll throw in front of the coil. A little thicker one. A little higher. Here's another silver ring. This is an old silver ring, military ring. I think, or actually no, this is an old early 1900s silver ring that I found in a coal mine. That should ring pretty sweet. There you go. So, I mean, these numbers are all over the place. You just have to, when you're digging jewelry and things, you just have to keep that in mind. The numbers will ring low. They will ring in the middle, in the 40s, and the 30s. So, but this machine loves to find gold. I'm telling you, I did really well with it last year. I'm excited about it for this year. Like I said, it has now become my primary machine for jewelry hunting on the beaches and things like that in the water. So you'll see me using this a lot this summer. I do have one more thing to show you. These things are really hard to detect. It's for most machines, they're a bracelet. This happens to be a 14 karat bracelet. So I'll just, I'll wave it in front of the coil as it like this, just to see if it rings anything, shows up anything. Like most bracelets, they're kind of scattered a little bit. If you find them with, kind of bunched up like this, they ring a little differently. Sometimes they won't ring at all. There you go. They sound just funny. So you just have to keep that in mind too when you're on the beach. When you come across a bracelet, I always dig those numbers, the 10s, 11s on the beach that are kind of jumpy because a lot of times they are bracelets. So there you go. Here's a silver bracelet. I know this is a 925 silver bracelet. Found that this year too. Notice it's coming up in the 30s. Silver. It's crazy, but it is silver. And I think that is it. One more ring, class ring. I don't know if it's silver or not. I don't think it is. But it's in the low 20s. Whatever my class ring rings up. Not really sure what that is made of. But it doesn't say silver on the inside, so I doubt it's silver. Boy, thought maybe I bought a cheap ring when I was in high school. Who knows? Anyway, all right, guys, I gotta cut into the video because I actually screwed up the high conductors portion of the video. You obviously didn't see this, but I had some filters in the program itself. I think I was running my coin program and I was testing the ring. So I went in and cleared it out, reset it. So let's go over these rings again in high conductor mode just to make sure. We are gonna hear some of these rings. Here is a 14 karat My Gold wedding band. So you do hear it in high conductors. Here's a silver ring. So you do hear that one as well. Here is an 18 karat gold with rubies and diamonds ring. So that one's hard to hear. It's really thin. The band's really thin. So you just have to catch it just right on the band. But you can hear it. So here's another, I believe. This is a 10 karat and a 14 karat ring. So you see how the numbers a lot of them are low. So if you're out here digging with this machine, you need to pay attention. Here's another 10, I think, 10 karat. Gold rings low, but then you'll catch them higher as well. So here's a white gold, I believe it's 14 karat. Almost hits 30, 28, 29. So those are the rings. Here's a silver, 100% silver ring. That thing rings really good. Bracelets. Here's the gold bracelet, 14K. So it'll hit low. Here's a silver chain bracelet. See how weird that's ringing up. Those bracelets, man, they ring up really crazy. So here's a small little gold ring. Again, and the low numbers. So that was high conductors. Just want to make sure. Previously we didn't see it, but I couldn't hear any of these rings because I was in coin mode, and some of them will not ring up in coin mode, the coin program I have. So there you go. Let's do Beach General. And here's my 14 karat wedding band. Oops, let me get back to basics here. High 40s, mid 40s, 14 karat, 18 karat. I don't remember what this one is. Still low. This one's definitely 10 karat. Here is the 14 karat white gold. 29, 28. So about the same numbers. This one I think is a 10 karat. So just low numbers. Here's that old silver one. I think it sounds sweet. Silver bracelet. See, on the beach mode, they come in better. Here's the 14 karat bracelet. Comes in a lot better when you're in beach mode. So if you go back to let's go back to all terrain general. Try those real quick. Again, 14 karat, my wedding band. Comes in pretty good. Here's the 14 karat white gold one. Big difference. It's crazy. 18 karat ring. Low. Here's the 10 karat ring. I believe this is a 14 karat and a 14 karat white gold, and then you have a 10 karat band. 16. It's great. And then the front of it goes higher. Silver ring. Still high. So you get the idea. 14 karat gold bracelet. Gold in the Manticore can be a lot of different places and the target ID scale. I think a lot of you already know that, but for those of you who don't, if you want to dig some of those lower numbers, just never know. Even when you're out in the parks and stuff, I always dig a few just to kind of see what it might be, because you just never know. You could hit a ring in the weirdest places. You just never know. So, all right, that's it for the video. It was a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I did want to show it to one of my Patreon members who was asking about gold numbers and if I've ever seen them hit in 30s. Well, I have one that was close, but for the most part, the rings I have not really hit the 30s, but I'm not going to say they would never hit the 30s. They probably will, depending on the size and shape and the number of carats, whatever you got. So just keep in mind, don't count this machine out. It is a great machine for gold. It loves gold. Have a lot of fun with this machine. So if you're looking for one of these machines, check them out over at Fort Bedford Metal Detectors and tell them the Mental Metal channel sent you. And don't forget to join us on Patreon. You too can drive the content of my channel by being a member and tell me what you want to see. And if Patreon is not your jam, you can always join the YouTube memberships as well. You get access to early content in there, and I call you out in comments and things like that. So there are other perks in there as well. Patreon is the one, though, that has the perks based on a membership tier, so you can join us for as little as $1 a month. The YouTube memberships is a fixed price. So that's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it wasn't as short as I wanted it to be, but I think it's important that you get to know everything you need to know about this machine, starting with the gold rings. All right, good luck for you out there finding gold. Let me know if you do. All right, guys, it's time to go. Time to go. I'll check in again in another Mental Metal video. See ya.